My name's Ken Halpin, and this is the second episode in a short video blog series where I am outlining the development of our strategic plan in the athletic department. Called Drive to 25, our strategic plan is a 7-year map to what we want to accomplish over the next 7 years, and you can see the plan in its entirety by visiting winthropeagles.com. This second video is intended to outline the process for how the plan was developed. And I'm a very firm believer that if your process has integrity, then your outcome will have integrity. And so what we wanted to do was build a plan based around the people who would help execute the plan. I received some incredible advice as we were preparing to develop the plan. I was told, Ken, if you could sit down and write the most masterful plan you've ever written out of your own head. But if the people you're relying on to execute it are involved in the development of the plan, even the best written plan will fail. Conversely, if all the people you're going to rely on to help execute the plan get a chance to provide input, to be involved in the development, no matter how the plan is written, it has a much higher likelihood towards success because of the collaboration and because of the buy-in from the people who are going to be relied upon to execute the plan. And so that's exactly what we have tried to incorporate in this strategic planning process. So how do we go about it? I started by meeting with University Vice President for University Relations, Dr. Jeff Perez, and the two of us sat down and we assembled a strategic planning committee made up specifically of employees at Winthrop who do not work in the athletic department. So this committee had representation from every division on campus, and we were intentional that this initial committee did not work in athletics. And over, I would think, approximately 3 meetings, this committee reviewed the current state of the athletic department, and what we asked of them was to provide a list of aspirational goals that they felt our department should be aspiring to achieve. And what we got was 6 goals, and we took those goals over to our athletic department. And I'll say a big reason why we wanted to start with non-athletic employees was to get an idea of how our division is currently seen outside of the athletic department, and then also to endear to bring into the fray a group of non-athletic employees to be able to go on campus and to advocate for what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go, to feel bought into what we stand for and how our division can advance the athletic department. So we took those 6 aspirational goals and we shared them at our next athletic department all-staff meeting. And one of the comments I got back from one of our coaches that I thought was really powerful is this coach stopped me and said, "You know what, Ken, when I heard that these goals were originally developed by a group of non-athletic professionals on campus, I was really worried. I'm concerned because I haven't up till today felt like our division is very much understood on campus. But once I saw that this committee of non-athletic employees came up with these goals, for the first time I really felt like they really do understand us, like our campus really does understand what we're trying to accomplish and why it matters." And so that was a really, really positive outcome. So we shared these 6 aspirational goals with our athletic department staff, coaches, administrators, everybody. And we asked everybody to provide feedback for what they felt, if they felt this was good, bad, or different, if we need to make any changes. And after a few minor changes and those 6 aspirational goals were established, we then broke the department into 10 different teams. And each team needed to gather on their own and come up with a collection of measurable objectives for each aspirational goal that they thought defined success for that aspirational goal. So aspirational goals in general are aspirational. They're not measurable. To get stronger, to get bigger, to get faster, but that doesn't give you a metric to define success. So these metrics were intended to then say what measurable outcome would tell us whether or not we were successful in achieving that goal. Department brought us back a collection of measurable objectives for each aspirational goal, and then we identified the most prevalent 2 to 4 objectives for every single goal and built in what became the first draft of our strategic plan. Once we had that draft, we took it to our student athlete advisory committee, had an incredibly positive experience with them. They really resonated how much they appreciated seeing what goals we're trying to accomplish on their behalf, and they gave us very positive feedback on that draft. So we took that draft back to the coaches as a whole, shared with them what our student athletes shared back with us, made some minor tweaks at that point, went back to the original committee and asked them a very important question. All right, here's a draft of the athletic department strategic plan. Does it feed the university's plan? And they walked through which elements of the Winthrop plan were tied to which elements of the strategic plan, so that everyone would walk out of that room knowing that this plan exists for the sole purpose of advancing the university through athletics. After that, it went to the president, and finally I had a chance to present it in front of our board of trustees for final approval. It was, of course, approved, and now you get to view it today at winthropeagles.com. So please head over there and check it out. Our third episode will talk about the opening page, our mission statement, our values, our vision for how we're going to go about pursuing success with Winthrop Athletics for the next 7 years. I appreciate you tuning in. If you do have any questions for me, feel free to tag me on Twitter at @HelpinKR. Otherwise, I look forward to bringing you the next episode shortly.